I don't know if I said hi, but hi. Even if I did, hi again. Neither. Okay, yeah. Fair. Right, we are up and going. We're up and going in all places. In all places. Right, folks, as people filter in, good morning. I hope everyone is okay. I was up super early this morning, like 6:30 in the morning. So I did a little bit of hanging out with Othello and my mum beforehand, before stream. Mental enslavement, a strategy, signs at a time, drama analysis. Life still a bitch, but I'm married until death do us part. Poison amethyst infected my heart from the shards of a dagger's edge. What a coincidence. I am also up super early. It's very early for you then. Very, very early for you. Need coffee? Yes. Ooh, you always catch me on a morning. Do your parents understand what streaming is? I've streamed so much now in the same house as them. I think they understand the principle. They would never watch it though. Thank fuck. They would never watch it. They know that it's me trying to assemble some kind of an income and have some kind of a life. Momo, thank you for the follow. 4 p.m, another fun 12-hour work day. You're working? I thought you were retired. Mate. I thought you were all married and retired and living in fucking paradise, you prick. I would say they understand live streaming as much as any other parent, which is not a lot, right? I just tell them it's online and people watch you live, and I talk about politics. That's it. And they obviously hear bits of me shouting and stuff. And I get in lots of arguments with my family about politics. And I'm always right. But that's my burden to bear. Yeah, it's almost like I studied this and they're like, okay, you studied it and we really supported that, but like, okay, 1963, Washington DC. There we go. Yeah, I say it's like a live podcast. Got bored, need the money. Got to keep Mrs. Doggo Duck in beer and some damn. Okay, as long as you're looking after yourself as well, love. I mean, if you're bored, that's totally fair. What you doing, like coding shit, geek shit? Is you a nerd? So I feel like there may be it could be like here, and that's 63. Okay, very close. Awesome. Black man played guitar beside a white tree as they relaxed by the beach on the freedom. Jobs and freedom were. Oh, this is the I Have a Dream. YouTube content generation. Oh gosh. It's not AI, is it, doggo? We need to save you from yourself. Like a call-in show where people call in and stay on the line for the whole show and shout at me. Yeah. Mexico? Cartel shit? Or Philippines? What the helly? Could this be the Philippines? Because it's in Spanish. So it is AI. But they look to be ethnically like Asian. Is that Mexico? That's the Mexican flag, innit? That's the Mexican flag, no? Okay. Like Graham Norton, but on the internet. I mean, I like don't know at all. Tried 2004. 2019, okay, it was in Mexico City. We were close. Hawaii, sorry, no, it was Mexico City. A couple looking at missing person poster in a Mother's Day march in Mexico City, where relatives and demonstrators demand that authorities locate their loved ones who've disappeared in violence involving drug cartels and organized crime. Friends, mate, I love you, but I'm actually not feeling this right now. I'm not feeling this right now, I have to say. There we go. This is my vibe. Sunday, it's Tuesday. Oh, shit. Sorry. Thank you. You've just... Nirin, thank you. You have informed me that it's set up wrong on one of the several places I stream. I will change that right now. Hello, everyone who is in all the other places as well. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Tuesday. There we go. Cheers, mate, for letting me know. I do try and stream in a couple of places just to sort of expand my internet presence. You should be able to do... you should do a weather forecast. Fucking shite. The end. Something was announced this morning by Andy Burnham that actually looks good, and I'm like, I'm always skeptical because the government's full of lying bastards, but there might be a good thing. There might be a good thing. At the moment, it would just be hot, 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 humid, humid, humid. White horse, roars, boss. Sometimes I stream in a couple of places too. My partner get mad anyway. That's... Oh, Grandpa Simpson, you are our resident boomer, and we love you for it. We love you for it. Burnham, I'm queer for Kit. Immediately ban. I know some stuff, please. Ugh. Look, gay people, we've had a shit year, okay? Queer people, just like sort it out, please. Oh, I applied something I've been meaning to do for ages. There is the Women and Queers Guild in Twitch, which you can apply for as partners. I just fucking haven't. I've been meaning to. It's like those teams, which I don't think teams are like very... I don't think they're that much apart, like a thing, to be honest, apart from the Twitch ones. And I applied for the gay one. Gay and woman. Gay woman. Me gay woman, please Twitch, give, because mullet. Credentials, mullet. But in all seriousness, I would say I literally have raised via Twitch like £12,000, so $15,000 for international queer liberation. And like, I'm a small channel, so like, come on, guys. Like, imagine if I was able to use the Twitch Guild for that. Like, imagine how cool that would be. Twitch give money, no money, no money. It's just like the Twitch one. You just get boosted up the algo. Look, I got the business mindset now in it. We'll go up the algo, get the gays who might be like homo nationalism and be like, sit down, you need to talk to me right now and I need to make you a socialist. And I need you to understand that liberalism has failed us, and that socialism is how we get. I have no idea where this is. I think it's Stockholm. Hot sauce grind set in it. On that note, remember I have my but I want a gay island. All I can offer you is my gay stream. Sorry. All I can offer you is my gay stream. Oh, yo, they got... This feels right. This feels right. Let's try like there. 71. 56. Super close though. Super fucking close. I'm obsessed about the YouTube algorithm. If I get any tips that work, I'll pass them on. Thank you. So yeah, I have work on Wednesday and Thursday. I have a consultancy job for the next couple of months. Next month I will not be streaming that much. I'll be streaming 2 days a week instead of 5. The police brutality syndrome, I think so. I know what homonationalism, but I still think of it as a gay country. If only. You've reminded me. I have something cool to show you. I'll do it now or I'll forget. There's quite a lot of stuff to go through today. Look how cute this is. Maori queer pride flag. This person is Maori. And I think they did it via their university. But how cool is this? Indigenous queerness. Very, very cool. I like this very much. Flag. Flag, good. Okay. Lesbos is the gay island. You want to kiss? Yeah, wrong gay. Wrong gay. For King. Right gay for me. Me and Sappho, just, like, hanging out with our boobies out, making out. Day. Facts. Okay, so stuff is in English. But in the subcontinent, a lot of places were ex-British colonies, so okay, these are Buddhist flags. I mean, I don't know what the script is. Something's telling me it's not India. I Narnia, thanks, orcs. No entry. Does not appear to be working very well. The most common national holiday in the world is independence from Britain. You think Bangladesh? Let's go with that. Let's go with, is it Dhaka? Dhaka. What's the capital of Bangladesh? Chittagong Hill tribes? It's an indigenous area. Yeah, I can't see Dhaka anywhere. Cox's Bazar, there's one of the largest refugee camps in the world there. From the Myanmar genocide. Where the fuck is you? Yeah, where Dakar? Wait. Dakar here, right, okay. And I feel like it's, yeah, we'll try 2001. 86, Old Delhi. Okay. Oops. Londinium, maybe? No. No, it's not actually. It's a Scandinavian country. Christian makes me think maybe, yeah, maybe Denmark. Let's just go for that. It's as good a guess as any. Because there is an area of Copenhagen that's named after that guy. I'm guessing he's a king or some shit. It's now an anarchist area, ironically. Does it say Denmark at the bottom? Is that what that is? Oh no, Denmark. Yeah. Good spotting. Hans Christian? No. That's an author who wrote... Did he write The Little Mermaid? No, I meant a king. I don't know. Let's try there. 1906. 1924, yeah. Dante column. For Dante. Okay. Who wrote the Divine Comedy. Right. We've been sucking recently at that. I'm sorry. Also, if you want to know how I'm doing today, we are in our white girl era. We got a vanilla candle on the go. That's today's energy. White girl candle, you know? Smells nice. Right, let's try Year to Beat, because that's always fun. And everyone have a drink. Make sure you're hydrated. Oh! Hi, Freedom! Good morning, Raiders!
It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. If the way is hazy, you gotta do the cooking by the book.
You know you can't be lazy.
Use a messy recipe.
The cake will end up crazy.
If you do the cooking by the book, then you'll have
Break it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up.
Back that out down low. Get the motherfucker up. Break it down, bitch. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much, Riverboat Jack, for raiding in. I'm Lesbian Hot Sauce. I'm a variety leftist streamer. On the weekdays, I stream politics, news from a socialist perspective, from theory to shit that's going on. But at the start of streams, we basically start with games for a little bit to get people going. And if you are, thank you so much for the raid as well. Best mullet on Twitch, bar none. Thank you very much. Make sure you are hydrated, folks, as well. We are playing a game called Year to Beat, which is, you have to guess the year that the music video is from.
I push my fingers.
It's into my eyes. Slipknot. It's the only thing.
So it stops the
Yeah. 2001?
but it's me.
What version? The meme traumatized? Wait, what? Sorry, I don't know what you mean, Echo. Later. Hi, Kairos. Slipknot summons you. Boom, 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 boom. 2003. I'm gonna let it play out for a bit because I really like this song. Yeah, banger. Put my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing. Okay, we'll try 2003. I'm not gonna make it. Okay. Oh, 2004. 2004. Only Slipknot. Oh, really? I mean, I really like Slipknot. Whoa, yo. Oh. Oh, used to be my Romeo. Romeo, whoa, let it all go down. It's okay. It was close enough to be a good. Shut up! I know some stuff. This is when I was a kid, so I want to say like 1996. Let it all go. 2001. Oh shit. Okay. I fucked it. Well done, Zarf. The hell is this? Okay, this is 80s, right? Oh my god, they're looking into the mainframe. Yes, I know, Grandpa, shut up. Is that Phil Collins? Is this the police? This is terrifying. It's that dude from Genesis? I thought that was Phil Collins. I could be wrong though. Yeah, don't believe the church and state, guys. They're lying to you. 1985, well done. It is Mike and the Mechanics. Okay. Okay. The fuck is this? What's this? Herbie Hancock. This is pretty out there. I went to an art installation that was like this. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Yeah, of course I know this. What you doing under there? 1983, we'll try. Yo, well done, Dithron. Well done. You got it. You got it perfect. The hell is this generic white boy? Straight up jerking it, innit? I don't know it. I'm guessing 2010 sort of era. Don't know it. 2009. Phoenix. Okay. Okay, let's try Bandle. Didn't even know the song. Yeah, I based that on context as well. We did decent enough. Bandle. Oops. There we go. The singer is married to Sofia Coppola. Now do a Carly Rae. Who the hell Carly Rae Jepsen? She that white girl who sing about white girl things? Budget Taylor Swift, all that kind of stuff. That's not my vibe. Call me maybe. Yeah, correct. See, thank you. She's goated. Right, okay, Grandpa, got it. Could it be wake me up before you go? I don't know from this. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy. This girl you up. Oh, I know some stuff. It is. That is. Well done. Yo, shout out to I Know Some Stuff. Oh, no, fuck. Fuck it. This is the banger of a track. Well done. I want to listen to this now. Right, we'll listen to this and I'm going to set up. Watch out, boy. She'll screw you up. This is a banger of a track. Should we do flags today? Should we do... Mohammed, thank you so much for the 3-stream streak. Thank you. Should we do flags today? Yeah, see, you guys got it. Freedom and Distron got there eventually. He made an album that was all man-eater, but in different languages. Okay. Give me gamba. Yep. Lesbian.
Mohammed Al-Farawi wants you to know they love lesbians.
Thank you, Mohammed. Flags of Europe. Right. She is a legend. I love her so much. Okay. Right. I'm gonna make it harder for me. We're gonna go for 100%. 100% flag. Watch out, boy, she'll screw you up. Whoa, here she comes. She's a man-eater. Wait. Right, vote. Yo! Stop stealing lesbian culture. The blonde guy has a bar near me. Which blonde guy? Right, you can vote Gamba. Here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll screw you up. Whoa, here. This guy who's singing. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Whoa, here she comes. Okay. Shit, people have faith in me. I'm sorry if I let you down. I will try my hardest. After this, we are gonna have Hold the Line, because that's a banger of a track as well. Okay. Literally not a clue. Fuck. Austria? Yep. Portugal. Oh. Portugal, Latvia, UK, Moldova, Finland, Finland, Czechia, no idea how to fucking spell that. I know! How the hell do you spell that? Czechia. Thank you. San Marino. Yeah. Montenegro, maybe? Sweden. Kosovo. Russia. Denmark. Oh, no comment, chick. Welcome in. Hold on. Sorry. We're just going to pause this. Oh, there it is. Welcome, Raiders. Hello, welcome in.
If the way is hazy, you gotta do the cooking by the book. You know you can't be lazy. Never use a messy recipe.
The cake will end up crazy.
If you do the cooking by the book, then you'll have a...
Break it down, bitch. Let's it down low. Get the motherfucker up. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much, No Comment Chick, for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Everyone go give that commenty chick some love. Welcome in. I'm Lesbian Hot Sauce, your friendly neighborhood leftist lesbian. We're having a bunch of fun. I basically do politics, but we always start our mornings with essentially with games before we get into the meat and potatoes, and I'm doing all flags of Europe, hopefully, whilst listening to banging tracks. Okay. Bulgaria? Fuck. This one's gonna throw me off. The colours shit. Fucking wankers. I'm not gonna get it. I'm sorry, I can tell. Bosnia and Herzegovina. How the fuck do I spell that? That's Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's fucking Bosnia and Herzegovina. What the fuck? Oh, Herzegovina. I am manually followed in from NCC. Oh, thank you so much, Tana. Welcome in. Fuck's sake. The edit traumatized. The main. I will look at this in 1 second. Oh, did it? That's horrible. I can find a new. Oh! I can find a new. Fuck me. Fucking bullshit. I can find a new one at some point. Italy. Poland. Thank you for the follow. What? Am I being really... I'm being really stupid, aren't I? It's Malta. Is that Malta? Is that... No, Malta got that weird shit. Fuck, I'm really sorry. Liechtenstein, innit? It's not Liechtenstein. Luxembourg. That's Slovenia. Cyprus, fuck. I've really fucked it. I'm sorry. Greece. Northern Macedonia. North Macedonia. I have to get up. Get up. Get up. Yeah, Romania, Vatican City, Belarus. I love the Belarus. Oop. Belarus flag is cool. One of the best flags in Europe. That's Croatia. Netherlands. World's greatest country. Turkey. Slovenia or Slovakia, Albania, Bulgaria, Belgium, Estonia, Norway, Iceland, Switzerland, Ukraine, Andorra. These are the ones that are gonna fuck me up. No, we've got. Oh my god. Okay. What banger can we have? What bangers of a tune can we have? Let me think of a fun song. September. Earth, Wind and Fire. Do you remember 21st night, September? Where's Hungary? Are you hungry? You're not Slovakia, are you? I don't think. No, I don't know. Fuck. Is that really not Liechtenstein? Alex, that's literally what I said. But I maybe spelt it wrong. No. September with the love with me. Remember. What the fuck? Fake ass bullshit country. There we go. There we go. Right, we just can't spell. And we have 3 more. Where's San Marino? There's San Marino. Sorry. Luxembourg. Monaco. Ever in? Where's the other one? Lithuania. Okay. Maldives is not Europe. Sorry for letting everyone down. Whoever voted no, the haters win today. Mr. Malachi and 3 others. Haters always win. Fuck you, Spartan. I kind of want to do one more game before we get started with stuff. I kind of want to do one more game. That feels like a really unsatisfying end. This music has me gyrating around my workshop. Nice. I presume that you are a tanner because that's in your name. That sounds like a fun job. Don't gamba, never gamba. Yeah. We're teaching you how bad gamba is. Okay, I'm gonna put on this song that I always put on because it's the track of the summer for me. Nigerian Afro pop. Solana and the Killer Tunes. Okun Kun. And we're gonna do Finding All of Africa. Because I want to get 100%. Watch me fuck up now. Tanner is my name, Miller by trade. That's funny. Okay, let's look in. Guinea-Bissau. Togo. Tunisia. Verde. South Africa. Benin. GLC. Lesotho. Liberia is that boy? Yeah. CAR. No! I actually clicked the wrong thing there. Like, genuinely, I know Rwanda's there. That's Uganda. Sorry. Everything's shit. I deserve nothing but your hatred. Everyone is terrible but me. I just wanna get back into last. I'm gonna be alright through the bad ones. So, I will give you folks the opportunity to choose what we look at first. I wanted to do a bit of a deep dive into Venezuela actually today, because we're going to finish a bit early and then come, well, as in like finish at like 2-3, so not for like 4-5 more hours, so don't worry. What is my favorite documentary? I don't know if I could say I have a favorite, because quite a few documentaries have like really changed my attitude towards things. But I think stuff like The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, which was about Venezuela, was a part of my education about when I was younger, in my undergraduate sort of learning how fucked up stuff was in terms of like the global south just getting cooed all the time. Like learning stuff alongside like learning things about like Lumumba, Sankara, like these kind of folks, the Mau Mau uprising in Kenya and stuff. Okay, we are not in a hype train. By the way, if anyone wants to give me money, I need money to live. That's my pitch. That's my pitch. I'm really good at this job, okay? Give money, not starve. Good, thank you. Anyway, moving on. If we get a hype train, I do loads of push-ups. One of my favorite documentaries is about life in Siberia. I do like stuff like that. I would never consider those my favorite. I think they're easy listening, easy viewing, gentle TV. That is more, I don't know. It's like not what I consider an important documentary. Which sounds a bit mean, but I do like those things. Like, I would put that on in the background whilst tidying my room or something. Netanyahu's visit to the UN and the US. There was something that people... Recorder, you sent something over yesterday looking at...
Which is real.
Looking at libs talking about China. And there has been an announcement this morning. There has been an announcement this morning by the government in the UK about apprenticeships. They sometimes contain an Orientalist colonialist lens. I think that they're I wouldn't say every, like there are definitely like homegrown, as it were, documentaries by people from their own communities that I would say don't suffer from that. But is it a problem in the field? Absolutely. I made a massive 50-question Venezuela quiz with cards to go through with it. No, it's okay, don't worry. No worries, no worries. Your point is a good point. I would just say it's not like everything ever. Maybe. I have a bit that I want to get through in terms of Venezuela because I don't really have an opinion, and I'd like to discuss the ongoing changes with people to see how people feel. Well, I'll start with Britbong stuff because the Britbongers are here and usually the Americans wake up later, but I am going to go to the bathroom in a sec anyway and grab more water. So go... Americans always sleeping in it. No. Mardi Gras. Claim their socialist revolution has fallen. Yeah. That's why I want to bring it up because I guess I think that's like defeatist, but at the same time we can't avoid like the power that I guess some of the new setups that America has. There is tonight I will be streaming, there's a Hands Off Venezuela online protest in the UK, and I'm going to stream that as well. You caught a Texan that doesn't sleep? Okay. It's 10:30 in the morning for us, so it's not too early anymore. Right, I'll be back in 1 sec, lads. Gotta pee and stuff. There's issues, but they're under extreme duress. That's generally my take. There are things that concern me, but I'm like, I feel like they're at the barrel of a gun, right? The gun is pointed at their head. The gun is America. Thank you for activating the mosques, Alex. Jihad, bitch.
Just activated Corbin Jihad.
Thank you very much.
Lesbian.
Okay, I'll leave you with it. I'll leave you with your play toys, guys. I'll be back in 1 sec.
What are y'all looking to get out of this?
Did it before, did it again, no, but I don't need your help with internal matters. Smugglers and scholars, getting loans with American dollars. Did it before, did it again, no, but I don't need your help with internal matters. So she comes and starts me kick and a bunch of shoot that guys no nice. It's the chance I say, but the name is always damn blue, cause I'm not no space. Ain't around who's just not doing laps. Hunting Sean, he'll trust in the cops and the boys in black at the shops, the patrol balls and the favorite rocks.
Sprawl og fumble, still keep my head down, so slow my call. She'll teach strategy, movement subtle. Man of a few words, couple of fuckle. You think it's all poetry and groovers when it's in coats of police land rovers. South of the earth looking over the shoulder. Shot and turf chopper hovering over. Shoffingen grusja, can you got rejected shopper's closer. Joy better than his scripture, grusja. Counter shot, grusja, hisha. Snack catchphrase, don't say what you see. Splinter groups again, throw us in knee. They won't need a wallet and they won't need keys, cause they've got an appointment with your son's needs.
Smugglers and scholars, getting guns with American dollars. Did it before, did it again, no, but I don't need your help with internal matters. Smugglers and scholars, getting guns with American dollars. Did it before, did it again, no, but I don't need your help with internal matters.
Okay. I like their movie, but the music... Fair. It is kneecap, yeah.
Perfection, flawless, no weakness in diction.
Okay. remain exceptionally skeptical of Andy Burnham. Andy Burnham made an announcement yesterday about universities and apprenticeship. This would be an entire rethinking of the education system in the UK and would make apprenticeships equitable with degrees, which in principle is a good thing because there are different brains in the world, there are different people who are good at different things. It's something that could probably benefit small and medium enterprises, and young people get a chance to access work. Gifties to the people, bread and circuses. No, I usually am like every announcement that's been made, I've been really critical of. The thing is with this, it really does depend, like, what is the workplace that people are going into? And it's all going to be reliant on private business, right? Which is bad. We don't have many cooperative businesses in the UK. It does give young people an opportunity, though. But let's see what your man with an interesting cap has to say.
For decades, British education has been built around a single idea. If you are bright, you go to university. If you do not, you have somehow taken the second best route. Andy Burnham has
See you in a bit, Star.
said that consensus is finished. His slogan is memorable. Britain will value the hard hat every bit as much as the graduate cap. Behind that slogan sits one of the biggest...
I would say that private business is always bad and it should be going to the state and... I will say private business... No, it's okay. It's okay, Orange, don't worry. Is always bad. Yeah, I mean, we got you. You're good. Have some water, though. Make sure you're hydrating yourself. Don't give a shit if you're drunk, but make sure tomorrow's not too bad, innit? Have a glass of water. Yeah, we're not going to get that from him, and that's basically why I've been exceptionally critical of this fuck for a long, long time. But this principle is not like a principle I'm against, if that makes sense. Training young people up to be employable and valued, and to have actually the principle of equitable, like, academic and hands-on education is something I think socially in England is really important. I'm an academic person, you know, might even at some point in my life apply for more PhDs. I'd have to be in remission for that to work. But I am very fortunate in that I did academia and I've been able to work in my field, but that's not always the case for a lot of social scientists and humanities graduates. I think that there are a lot of people who go down one pathway of education because they're told to. And it's a bit of a financial scam. Universities are for profit now. So valuing apprenticeships is a good thing. I wish that the workplaces that people were going into were socialized and socialist. Of course. That's my default for everything, right? That's my default for everything in Britain. But we certainly aren't going to get that under Andy Burnham. But I do like this principle. I think it's important. I think as someone who values different kinds of labour and the people that produce different kinds of labour, there is, and it comes from, I think, our history, our class-ridden history. University was a opportunity for people to move out of their class when they were younger. Example being my dad, boomer generation, grew up in a council flat, you know, Irish immigrant family, went to university as an engineer and then worked in the field and did really well. And the whole family did really well. Like, auntie was a teacher, at a time where teachers were paid good wages and loved her job and like blah 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 blah. And then some people, and I think he did an apprenticeship as well after graduating. There are things like bike mechanics, people who install the internet, shit like this that's clearly like really important for the modern world. I don't think that you need a degree for that. I think they're really important. I think they're valuable skill sets. I think that we should champion it, and I think it's opportunities for people to earn a decent living. Again, yes, it's not a socialist economy, so it's not good, but I just want to work through this principle without just reducing it, all the time to like, but not socialism, therefore bad. We had a lot of posh people set up unis. A lot of posh people still go to uni. It is a way of them cementing their career. Posh kid goes to private school, gets to go to Oxford and Cambridge, does PPE or some equivalent, and then becomes journalist, politician, think tank writer, and they're completely clueless, right? But that is a way of them establishing and maintaining their like class supremacy. There has been efforts by different governments to try and get people access to the different halls of like universities and the opportunities that come with that. And some people for a while were able to like move class positions because of it, but like not really. There has been like a massive devaluing of trade schools. And I do think if this is done well, I would like a society where we valued both the historian who writes very specific history, for libraries, because I think that's very valuable, and the bike mechanic. And we see them as valuable members of our society, some skills are becoming fast obsolete.
Announced in 1999 that 50.
That's just a shift in time, just as the Industrial Revolution. Oh wait, I'm going to agree. I was a welder and I went to college for that. I really don't think that could have been, couldn't have been an apprenticeship. Yeah. My default inclination, skills are skills, but use the skills for proper use.
Service-based, more professional jobs demanded degrees. Expanding universities looked like a route towards social mobility. But if everybody goes to university, then nobody has a degree of any value. Eventually, the target of 50% was achieved in 2019. There were genuine successes. Millions of young people from working class backgrounds entered higher education for the first time and brought something revealing, modern, new, and interesting. Britain developed world-class research universities. Graduate employment expanded across medicine, engineering, science, teaching, and finance. Those achievements should never be forgotten. But every policy creates unintended consequences, and over time the degree became less a passport to opportunity and more a default expectation.
Medicine.
Schools were judged by university level, league tables rewarded academic progression, careers advisors often treated apprenticeships almost as consolation prizes, and the result was cultural as much as educational. Parents celebrated acceptance letters more enthusiastically than apprenticeship offers. Schools proudly displayed Oxbridge destinations while saying much less about students becoming electricians, technicians, or machinists. And that created an unfortunate and regrettable hierarchy.
Degree inflation, yes.
Desperately needed.
Yeah, and also the degrees are financialized. It's a for-profit industry now,
Advanced manufacturing,
sadly.
healthcare, digital technology, and green industries. Employers repeatedly report difficulty finding young people with technical skills. And whereas in the past these would be,
that would be good to know. What is being placed on businesses to provide people.
there is only one route to provide.
There are also so many jobs in the given sector. This is what I'm really fucking skeptical of Andy Burnham. I think he's a Blairite fuck. I think I've said that like 15,000 times in the past 2 weeks. But I'll say it again. I think he's a Blairite fuck. I think that he is presenting us with really negative, negative. He's making life for us as socialists much harder by pretending he's going to end neoliberalism with regionalism, and that's not ending neoliberalism. Only socialism can end neoliberalism. And that makes me very worried about people's if these plans fail, we're going full fascism in the UK, and I'm very concerned as a queer disabled person. You know, this needs to be met with like industrialized policy. We need an element of reindustrialization. Yes, I can. Like, if you don't get that, because this was something with wind turbines, loads of wind turbine apprenticeships, like 2 jobs per classroom. Huge letdown for the people that did it. Promised a job for life, back on the old queue, you know? He seems to be a kind of Otto von Bismarck, I think, figure. Asphyxiating socialism with a welfare state. No, not even a welfare state. No, the exact opposite. He's cutting welfare. He's cutting welfare. No, I think it's actually far more sinister. He's presenting people with the same neoliberal slop, and calling it welfare statism. He's not going to do welfare state at all. No, he's already said they're going to cut the welfare bill. He did a tiny welfare state. Then he's even worse. Yeah. But they're quite good at comms this time, and that's very worrying. Kairos. Devolving the state and promoting entrepreneurship. What's that also known as, lads? Fucking, it's just neoliberalism all the way down. But then telling people that this is anti-neoliberalism makes it harder, and we just have to spend more time explaining it to people as socialists. He says he's a socialist that likes business. So you're not a socialist then. Like, you're not a socialist, you're a Blairite. This is like, where are people going to go? As a principle, I like this. I like everything that he said. Like, I genuinely want a society that values the motherfucking Lecky along with the PhD. I want both of them to be valued. But what industries where are they going? Is everyone going to fucking drive a bus now? You know? It's all right. As long as you don't break TOS, you're fine.
It should constantly expand is frankly an absurdity. The Institute for Fiscal Studies has added an uncomfortable fact to the debate. Graduate earnings remain higher, on average around £60,000 lifetime gain for men, £67,000 for women, but averages hide enormous differences. Some degrees generate substantial.
Yes, exactly.
Others leave graduates earning little more than non-graduates while carrying significant student debt. The IFS
I don't even want to know how much my student debt
estimated
is.
that around 1/5 of women and almost 1/3 of men would have been financially better off without attending university, depending upon the course studied and the university.
I absolutely am better off from attending university, but I'm really fucking lucky. I think a lot of people that I graduated with would not feel the same. Keep in mind, when I graduated from my master's, COVID happened like 4 months after. And I got a job. Luckily, I was interviewed for the job that I took on the day that I graduated. So I was lucky. The whole industry was fucked overnight from that. I was already in Cambodia, you know. Some of my friends were not in the same position. They went home and just ended up doing whatever. Russia invading Ukraine, Ukraine bombing Iran? Wait, what's happened? Ukraine has bombed Iran. US and Israel bombing Iran. America's planes flying out of NATO bases. China involved at the diplomacy level. Europe is rearming itself. They blew up an Iranian vessel. Oh, yeah. Ukraine finds itself doing a substantial amount of. They didn't blow it up. Okay, everyone. Someone send me a link so I can see. An Iranian transport bound for Russia. I see. To the link. Europe is rearming itself, and it's really, really, really worried. It seems that. Thank you. Ew. Times of Israel. Ew. Right, well, look at this after. Ukraine surely does find itself supplying a bunch of stuff for NATO forces, doesn't it? Like, I remember telling my friend that who's Ukrainian, like, I was like, why the fuck is Ukraine helping fundamentalist Islamists in West Africa? She was like, is that Russian propaganda? And I was like, no, it's literally a statement from the Ukrainian government. So it sounds like more like that kind of thing, more like Ukraine tries to like Ukraine is trying to serve its paymasters. You make it sound like Ukraine is bombing. Yeah. I thought like Ukraine, for a start, I was like, where are they getting the infrastructure to do that? You know? And there was many questions that would have come if it was like this escalation. Kairos, luckily, is like, a Russian ship in the Caspian Sea carrying a shipment of military supplies to or from Iran. I suppose they could argue that comes under its military supplies, so it's fair game. What isn't fair game is the massive amount of drones that Ukraine is sending towards the motherfucking what's it called? Winterberry? The Amazon retailer equivalent in Russia. That's that. In my day, we just called that a war crime. Hitting civilian infrastructure. But you wouldn't believe that listening to the news here. Ukraine didn't bomb or blow anything up. They droned a ship and one guy died. Okay, we'll take a look in a sec anyway. Let's let this guy finish.
Attended. That should force uncomfortable conversations, and the issue is not university itself. The issue is whether every university course represents value for students and taxpayers, and whether the university system and the government have really thought through what a university does. I've thought it through. I've been through many universities. I think a university...
We just ask the perpetrator if they consider it one, yeah.
To a healthy...
So 2008.
To expanding your brain and using your brain. Adaptability is a doorway.
Reloader, Zelensky has attacked an Iranian commercial vessel, killing a sailor. A blatant UN charter violation done at Israel's behest to drag Europe into its war. It would be a charter violation if the goods were not used for military services, of which I don't know, you know? Ukraine all the time is like, oh, they are... What this person has said here, Zula, Warburg sells and moves drones and drone part for Russia's military. That is not enough alone to, like, en masse attack what is essentially civilian infrastructure. Even if that's a possibility, that still fundamentally would break international law. I looked into this. There's a precedent that was set in, I can't remember which fucking conflict now. I want to say it was in fucking Sri Lanka, but you can't attack something that's used, like, even if it's used 1% of the time for military technology, let's say, or shipping, you can't just attack en masse something that's clearly utilized to supply civilian infrastructure, living resources. The UN is worthless. The UN Security Council, which is what comes under this area, unfortunately really is. You guys aren't paying any motherfucking attention to this guy, though, are you? I don't like this ranking of the usefulness of degrees, but I do think that we're letting down people. We're letting down people in the UK as well. But the problem then is the commercialization of education. Right, let's move on then. Fine. Excuse me. I was a union rep from instructors at a trade school for a few years, and those welders, plumbers, pipe fitters, electricians made a lot of money. You can make a lot of money, absolutely. Absolutely. 1 second. Get some music on go. I want some music. We like the degree guy. It's fine. We've moved on. Hi, apples. This guy drastically bores me. I ordered a grill last night, not the $400 one. Like a barbecue. UN stuff about what you can't attack. Isn't there exceptions? Like if you said it was self-defense, there are exceptions, and there is case law that the UN has used. You have to prove that people knowingly, like the military top brass knowingly utilized it as a core part of the military supply chain. And I've seen no reason to believe that at the moment. So at the moment, it just seems to be an attack on civilian infrastructure. If it was like actually turned out that it was full of military supplies, that's different. That's different. Like the Dresden bombing, kind of, yeah, kind of. You can just say Hamas was there, and apparently that makes it okay in it. Hamas there. Russia has been attacking Ukrainian infrastructure since the beginning of the war. They have, yeah. I'm not sure how that makes what Ukraine does okay, though. And my government has absolutely no say in what Russia does. But my government is spending my tax money on supporting Ukraine, and I don't support that. I think that we should be pushing Ukraine for peace. I think that this is a horrific war where thousands of Ukrainian men and women and Russian men and women are dying, and that there are landmines there for a long time in the east. And it's horrible. It's horrible. Children's legs will be blown off in like 10 years because of this conflict. Ukraine also has lost the east. Whether you want to accept it or not, I can't change that. It is a fact, though. And no amount of like mass drone warfare will really change that reality. I proactively think that the Russian government is really bad. I think that it is very close to a fascistic state. I think Russia is a hyper-nationalist state. And I don't support them at all. I do support people who've been hurt by this war. And at the moment, I see Ukraine being supported to just kill themselves and kill quote-unquote orcs. And I don't have to like the Russian government. I don't. I just told you why. I really, really don't support them. But calling like Russian people orcs is dehumanizing and quasi-genocidal talk. The Reaction podcast did an episode on Alexander Dugin. I was listening to that the other day. It's really good. It's really good. Dugin is a fascist. I would say Dugin is like not super powerful in Russia. So it would be like it's a bit of a bait and switch to say that like Dugin is like a leading intellectual authority in Russian politics. But is he completely irrelevant? No. So yeah, like the hyper-nationalism, the saber rattling, the points towards Russian Empire and stuff are all things that I do know and hate as well. No war but class war, etc., etc. Realistically, how do you structure a deal that rebuilds and gives hope to the people? Help? I don't know. I don't even know if you can at this point, because we've armed a bunch of motherfucking reactionaries and Nazis in the east of Ukraine, alongside just normal people, right? And I think that at the moment they have a lot of power and they're pushing the government to fight to the death. And I think it's suicidal for Ukraine to do so. I thought I saw Tim Fez. Who dat? Do we have time for Chris? Yeah, we do. We do have time today. We do have time. My fellow Leeds graduate. Okay. Iran's foreign minister. So, this is yesterday. Hot sauce, I was thinking of getting an electronic griddle, and most of the products are straight up scams. Every single thing just feels like you've got to read essays before buying. Get a fucking oil drum. Get an oil drum. Get an oil drum. You've got your own barbecue. And a grid plate and put it on top. Bing bang bosh. Surely that can't be expensive, or you could get it from a tip. Or drum would work, but no space. That's a shame. That's a shame. There are figures that are always fringe until they're not, like Steve Bannon and Alex Jones. I think Steve Bannon is a major propagandist. I would say Alex Jones is still on the periphery. I literally just I was thinking of getting, for when I move out, I was thinking of getting a air fryer. Wait, hold on. So, somebody's asked. Ignore what's hundreds, if not thousands of miles away. One of the UK socialists going to help the IRA. I have recent footage of things rising again, and no one seems to help them. So, the IRA is a prescribed terrorist organisation in the UK. Therefore, we are constrained with what we can say and do. I can spend time and effort explaining something to you. I'm an Irish citizen. I'm Irish. Was adopted out of Ireland. Yeah, I'm not going to go to jail to explain something to you, okay? I'm not going to go to jail. I'm not going to go to jail for something very childlike of people not being able to work out what I mean. If you want to know how I feel, DJ Irie. Actually, I know what I want. This says it. We go again. Air fryer, microwave, rice cooker. In paradise, graffiti on the wall. Graffiti on the wall. Graffiti on the wall. All of this. Ooh, ah, up the ra. Say ooh, ah, up the ra. Ooh, ah, up the ra. Say ooh, ah, up the ra. Ra being absolutely nothing that we're talking about. Have you heard the Hey Mr. Jam? But like literally I've been sent it like 100 times. I've been sent it like 5,000 times. He has an Irish one. I'ma hate it. I'ma straight up hate it. Is that the thing where he's like, kill a fucking Englishman and throw him in the sea? It's some plastic paddy bullshit. Sorry, Americans. I ruin everything with your like, oh, diddly dee, my great-great-grandfather met an Irishman. Ra is short for Rahm Emanuel. Yes, Adrock. Thank you. Exactly. Right, sorry, let's finish this. The Ukrainian president has targeted Iran-linked military cargo. I mean, somebody said trying to remain relevant, and I think that summarizes it, you know? I think that summarizes it. Ukraine's like, I will do anything that you want. West, I will do anything. Before we move on, I would just like to, I keep abreast of what's been going on in Burkina Faso, of which we offer critical support. There are things that I critique and I'm really sad to see in Burkina Faso, like some pushbacks against queer liberation and stuff, and I can only hope that that's challenged long term by our friends in the region. Not by us. Westerners should shut up. You're not needed. But it is really sad. It's really fucking sad. Queer people deserve liberation in Burkina Faso as well. But they told the French to fuck off, and they took their own gold, and they've made their own money. So they have had 6 billion worth of gold through official channels instead of it being smuggled out of the country. This is why they're able to expand their economy. They're growing. It's a really good sign. This is why the West hates him. There are some signs of like forced conscription and stuff to the army that's bad. And again, if that's the case, I would like that to change. But overall, Burkina Faso has a sovereign like independence and is using its resources for its own development, and that's really fucking good. I love to see it. Authorities have established 9 new artisanal mining cooperatives across different regions, delineated 4 artisanal mining corridors to improve the coexistence of industrial and small-scale mining activities. The government says its continued operations involving the control, pouring, weighing and packaging of gold to strengthen oversight of a national product, which has and the dismantling illicit gold trading networks. Authorities added that work is continuing to improve geological knowledge of Burkina Faso's mineral resources and advance projects by their state-owned company. A mining investment vehicle that's created to expand government participation in the sector. So they have their own company, and they sort of do like a Norway thing where certain aspects of the industry are invested. Orange, what the fuck you on about? Hold on. They found lithium in the... come on. I know you said you're drunk. Chill the fuck out. Can we not use language like that, please? I know you're just trying to have a bit of banter, but that's weird. Don't say that shit, please. Yeah. So a part of this is also they like have stronger oversight, you know? I know. I've been there myself. I just don't really like that as a joke. And it's my stream and I can moderate it as I wish. What should we start with? No worries. Thank you. Thank you for listening. So Recorder, are you there? Is Recorder in chat? Is Recorder in chat? Yeah, thank you for listening. Recorder, is you there? Is you there? Hello, you sent this over yesterday, yeah? Could you just remind me of the discussion that we were having? Thank you for putting it in the stream ideas. So let's just remind myself. $4.50 to the only thing I know about Appalachia is the hot girl on Instagram who explains what it's like there. Well, you're telling us about your algo pill there, innit, mate? Hot woman teaches us things. Hot woman teaches us things. Kevin Rudd, former Prime Minister of Australia, talking about dialectics and historical materialism to Ezra Klein. I think we might see lib brains explode. Don't talk shit on the Appalachian Mountains. You're talking to someone who used to lead backpacking and hiking trips through here. Some amazing hiking, and I know some amazing people there. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. Yeah. Yo, is that the guy that got cooed in Australia? Is that when they had, you were in Australia, they voted in a socialist and then you just got cooed? Is that your man? Different. Australia, what the fuck? What the fuck, Australia? Yeah. True apples. Okay. Right.
That which is not, that which is true, and that which is false. But when a dialectician, which is etymologies, convinced, I've read enough of Xi Jinping to conclude that he is a
yeah, I think so, Alex.
Marxist dialectician. What do I mean by that? Because it's not a term that we bandy around at Starbucks much here in New York. But it's important we understand how the other person thinks. But more importantly, their methodology, their epistemology, the way in which they reach conclusions.
We were looking at dialectics yesterday.
Which is not, that which is true, and that which is false. But when a dialectician, which sounds like a horrible word, comes from Hegel, the German philosopher, adopted by Marx and Engels. And it is essentially a view of history that there are two...
All right, lads, I think let's move on. Let's look in with this.
Fundamental sets of forces changing historical developments.
You don't vote for the leader, you vote for the leading party, and he got voted out in a vote of no confidence. Hi, Bath. So you have a parliamentary system.
The time. One's called dialectical materialism, and the second is called historical materialism. What the hell is that?
He came out of a strip club. That's so funny. I was Yes, recorder. Thank you. Thank you.
Dialectical materialism is a worldview by Marxists, which says that change in society, the economy, and politics occurs between this constant push between progressive forces and reactionary forces, which they ultimately describe as the forces of the working class versus the capitalist class, and ultimately one pushes hard against the other, overturns the other, and creates a new synthesis, which ultimately is a communist state. And so that's dialectical materialism. And the Chinese Communist Party says...
Basically the inevitable historical engine that pushes through the capitalist state to communism.
That's true.
No. Classic lib. No. No, it is a methodology for understanding society and an acknowledgement that there are different breaking points. Yeah. So no, he was saying we need to understand. It, hands up if anyone's interested for us to go back to that dialectics book. I'm more than happy to do a bit more reading. Oh god, I just ripped my fucking trousers again. Guys, my ass is so fat. My steak is so juicy. Oh no. Oh no. Look, I am a white girl, blessed, thank you Jesus, with a fucking fat ass. I just moved and I sewed up my fucking shorts yesterday and now I'm just so fat again that I just fucking tore them. Thick. No problem. Yeah, this is to make up for everything else. Okay. Would you like us to try and look at the dialectics stuff again? In fact, instead of reading Dialectics 101 website for kids, hold on. Maybe I grew taller. Yeah, it's not because I had 5 donuts for dinner the other day. It's not because I had 5 donuts for dinner and then a pie and then a whole goddamn apple pie. Did I share it? I have a whole family. I live with my family. No, I did not. How fucking dare you? It may or may not be related to that. God, please pin that comment. Please pin that comment. Any cardio in the mix? Absolutely not. I can't do cardio. I'm too unwell. 5 donuts, girl dinner. Exactly. A random drunk man at a girl, you're so thick. Wait, once. I am not reading that. Apple pie is the best thing. Username checks out. I was in the escalator going up. Yeah. Oh, just some casual harassment, you know. It's not this. Is there boy dinner? Ask the gays. This is it. I feel like this is too dry for a kid's version of anything. It's certainly hard to make this shit interesting. What the heck is dialectics? Dialectics is a tool to understand the way things are and the way things change. Understanding dialectics is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Everything, every object, and every process is made up of opposing forces and opposing sides. I'm a bearded guy in Texas and I eat girl dinner. Hell yeah. Gradual changes lead to turning points where one opposite overcomes the other. Change moves in spirals, not circles. These are the 3 laws of dialectics according to Engels, a revolutionary thinker and partner of Karl Marx. Writing in the 1870s in his book The Dialectics of Nature, Engels believes that dialectics was a very simple process which is taking place everywhere and every day, which any child can understand. Girl, this website is dedicated to proving his point. In fact, you understand the first 7 pages of the site, you understand the basics of dialectics. Hi, Dexy. Yeah, it was recommended to me on Reddit. Here's how it works. Everything is made of opposites. No object could hold together without an opposing force to keep it from flying apart. The Earth tries to fly away from the sun, but gravity holds it in orbit. Electrons try to fly away from the nucleus of an atom, but electromagnetism holds the atom together. Ligaments and tendons provide the ties that hold bones together and muscles to bones. Like material objects, the process of change needs opposing force. Change needs a driving force to push it ahead, otherwise everything stays put. A billiard ball only moves when it's hit with a pool cue or another ball. When we eat when our hunger tells us to. Yeah. A car won't move if its engine won't start. To win in fair elections, candidates need more votes than their opponents. Engels, drawing from the philosopher Hegel, called this law the interpretation of opposites. Hegel referred to this as the unity of opposites. This may sound contradictory, but it's easy to understand. It's like saying it takes two to tango. There is no game if one side's quit. There is no atom if electrons fly away. The whole needs all of its parts to be a whole. Here is a challenge. Can you think of anything that isn't made of opposites? Gradual change leads to turning points. The ABCs of change give 20 examples of this, ones for each letter. We'll look at a quick one. Snow builds up on a mountain until there's an avalanche. A baby grows in its mother until the day of its birth. You pile blocks up high until they collapse. A miner looks for gold until he makes a discovery. God isn't made of opposites. God's everything. Shut up. What happens is that the two opposing forces of a process change push against each other. As long as one side is stronger, then the other side change is gradual. But when one side becomes stronger, there is a turning point, an avalanche, a birth, a collapse, a discovery. Devil is not a part of God. The devil is not a part of God in Catholic mythology. God's an angel. Sorry, the devil is an angel. Zero isn't made from opposites, but like one can be negative one, which is the opposite. Is that a trick question? No, they're saying like try and think of concepts that don't have opposites. And the point being, it's really hard for people to define things without defining something that it's not. A chair is not a bed, that kind of thing. You sit on it, but it's not a car seat. What happens is that two opposing forces in a change push against each other. As long as one side is stronger than the other side, change is gradual. But when another side becomes stronger, there is a turning point, an avalanche, a birth, a collapse, a discovery. Physicist Michio Kaku gives a detailed example in a book, Hyperspace. He follows the turning points or stages in the heating of an ice cube. If you're tired enough, almost anything is a bed. True. If we heat the... Oh, fuck this. I ain't doing science shit. No. Engels called this law the law of transforming of quantity into quality. Quantitative changing is the gradual build-up of one opposing force. Qualitative change takes place when the opposite becomes dominant. This law is powerful in describing the stages of development of anything. A person's life follows these quantitative changes. Likewise, human history, or the history of, and this is the most important thing, the history of a particular place has gone through many stages. I'm gonna bring out my MS Microsoft Paint board. Okay, when philosophers are talking about the world and how we know things, they make a couple of claims. This, I'm just putting it in a box for now to help. This is the big thing. Metaphysics. The very nature of the universe. Okay? A big disagreement is that some people will be like, Jeebus is the god and everything is a part of the metaphysical universe. And some people, like me, will be like, nah, it's not. Then, inside that, we have something called epistemology. how we know things as humans, what we can't know, what we can know, what are the limits, what role is language and logic in this knowing of things. Many debates, many debates, many debates. Many debates about this. Then we got here, got a person, okay? Then here, we got real world. For the philosophy heads, this is the noumenon of Kant, okay? Or the thing that casts the shadow in Plato. I mean, I was such a nerd at philosophy. Oh, hold on, let me move myself out of the way. I was such a nerd in philosophy that when I was studying it, I taught it. Okay. I'm out of the way a bit there. Right. These are they're quite basic things, but you do need to know them. Ontology. What things are... what makes them up and what makes them so. So, someone who's doing dialectics, I'm a bit behind, but I definitely feel like I don't understand dialectics nearly as much as I should. Do not worry, Jamie. We are trying to learn together. Dialectics is still something that I myself am struggling with, and I studied this at university. This is kind of why I'm trying to go back to a basics here. The best way that I can explain this is dialectics is a viewpoint that applies a metaphysical application to what we think the universe is, an epistemic framework for how we know things, an ontological framework, what things are, that allow us to interpret the real world. Okay? All these feed in... Oh, God, that was shit. All these feed into one another. So, what's really important? Come to a conclusion that human beings can only know human things, and we can never really know the real world. Human phenomena. That's fine. That's fine. The opposite of being reactionary. Reactionary is... No. No. This is far bigger picture. A reactionary is somebody who makes incorrect assessments in the world that are usually like racist, homophobic, deeply problematic, and will be based importantly on a different philosophy. What we are looking at is the philosophy of Marxists now and how we get there. And there are some core features of this that I kind of want to explain to people. I don't know who these people are. So, as human beings, we experience the real world. You are all doing this right now. A part of that is a hallucination. We know that. Isn't the top right square epistemology? No. We have ontology, epistemology, the real world, human phenomena. Phenomenology is here. Phenomenology is just a fancy-ass word for what you experience, man. Some of us are drunk. Their phenomenology is being changed because they're drunk. Some of us are sober. Some of us have drunk coffee. That's changed the way we see the world. I would say we know with a pretty good degree of certainty that we can never understand the world as it is. We are always trapped in our brains, understanding the world. We try and make tools to measure the world as best as we can and interpret that, but that relies on units that are external to the human lived experience. I hope that makes sense. So, we're all looking at the world. We're all trying to understand it. Epistemology is the framework for how we know things. ontology are the things that we're trying to understand and study. Metaphysically, Marxists are saying the world is real, we can study it. We are a part of nature. The atoms, science, and stuff are very, very good tools that, as long as we remain open to challenging, underlying assumptions that exist in scientific frameworks, like the philosophy of science, we can continue to explore and understand the world. And it is a constant work in progress as we develop technology as a species that allows us to do that more and more and more and more and more and more and more. What if they're wrong? Usually it requires other scientists to say, I think that you are applying something methodologically wrong to your studies, and this is why. And it's a slow process, but it does seem to happen. So it's like a system that talks to itself in terms of the validating that knowledge. Wrong is subjective, not objective. Everything that we do is subjective. This is a phenomenological standpoint where we understand epistemically we are dealing with concepts of the world. We are never dealing with the world itself, but that we are trying to refine tools to understand the world in itself as much as we possibly can through various different means. It only takes a white person to claim it, and it's gospel even if wrong. I mean, many indigenous people can fit into this framework as well. There are problems with Western science, though, definitely. This is much bigger picture stuff, though, rather than just focusing on the people that apply this in IRL, if that makes sense. Epistemology here is we take from first principles that the world is material, that we can study it, and that everything is in flux, and that there are forces that contribute to change in the world. Whether that be opening a can of soda and the bubbles releasing because of carbon dioxide and that being a chemical change, or social forces. That is much harder to study, and that's why the application of dialectics in social studies is actually really fucking difficult. And people use the term scientific socialism. As I said yesterday, I don't think that I don't think that we have tools where we can fully understand society at this level yet. As social scientists, I think we're still developing these. I think that human nature is qualitative, phenomenological. We don't know how to study that. I don't know what it looks like to be you at all. And there are no ways that we can study that in the slightest. However fucking many drugs we take. Is there a good book? Yes. If someone does !Discord, in the Discord there is a section that we have on theory. The book that I read is called, thank you very much, Mayor. The book that I read is something dialectics yesterday. The VOD is up for yesterday as well. I'm just trying to prove a lib wrong and going a really long way around it, but it's a really common misconception of Marx, and it's frustrating. Let me just look inside the theory section. So it is called The Dance of Dialectics by Bertel Ullmann, and it's in the Discord. Might comes in different forms. History, though, is the subjective opinion of the winners. That is what makes studying history really fucking hard sometimes. Have you read Dr. Wolf's Understanding Capitalism? No. might was never what forced the whitewash of all knowledge on earth. It was genocide and plagiarization. Yeah, and that can be a part of like dialect expanding the process of understanding dialectics is ensuring that indigenous knowledge contributes to that process. Dialectics is not a textbook. It is not an answer. It is not a like solution. It is a framework through which you understand the world around you. And the way that you can improve that process is definitely by introducing like knowledge from indigenous communities and resources. I haven't done any reading in so long. I don't read apart from on stream. I did a master's. I read so much. Don't want to read anymore. I read for stream, I should say. I read articles for stream. I do research. But yeah. Why are you stuck on just white? Losu is indigenous. We love Losu here, to be clear. Losu is rightfully pointing out that there is, in Western academia, there is an emphasis on Western, like, journals, knowledge, discourse, framing. Dialectics can very readily incorporate indigenous knowledge. And I think that there are many, 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 many examples we can use of indigenous knowledge that like is true and valid and important. And silencing and ignoring that is a form of like cultural white supremacy. So what Losu is rightfully trying to encourage you to do is stop, and everyone to do, right? All of us, is to stop utilizing just Western, when you're doing a dialectic and understanding how a situation got to where it is and what forces are in play. In a part of your research, if you're like literally just using Western resources, let's say with Kenya, our friends in Kenya, rather than the many, many, many localized indigenous sort of groups in Kenya that have are starting to produce lots and lots of resources about their own experiences from a socialist perspective. It is about cutting off that and being blind to it, and we think that you shouldn't. I'm talking like you in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. You can take a step back, but we have to acknowledge that a part of this process for a lot of people has involved just using Western sources, right? And that's not a accurate method for trying to explore the world. Okay, I'm going to leave you with music just because I need the bathroom. Then we're going to go back and try and lock in with this again. I think he's basically saying Marxist thinks that society would inevitably become capitalist, and it hasn't. Lol, fuck the Marxists, they don't know shit. And that is a common misunderstanding of Marxism and inevitability, which Marx does say some things that kind of point at, but I'd say every post-Marxist philosopher has explored this, and it's not true. Europe was not ripe for revolution. Russia was, probably Germany was. There was many things flawed with Marx and some conclusions that he made. Many modern Marxists do not make that same conclusion because dialectics is a process and understanding the world is a process, and China knows what it's doing. I'll be back in one sec. Oh, yeah, I'll be back in one sec.
Such good energy, living these lovely people. Run away from the seagulls. Everything fair and equal. How it's meant to be. There's something going on. wanna be underneath them. Bust down bike, gotta right, cause about done time, gotta dive in the deep end. Sunshine on my skin like whoa. Calm down, cause you know I won't. I don't ever think I float, they call my body a bad boat. Really so nice to meet ya, chilling out by the beach, yeah. Really do love your features, such good energy. And these lovely people, run away from the seagulls. Everything fair and equal, how it's meant to be. There's something going on, I don't know what, but I like it, I like it, I like it, yeah. If nothing's going wrong, grab my hand 'cause I like it, I like it, yeah. Loving it like this. Loving it like this. Loving it like we're loving it like that. If nothing's going wrong, grab my hand 'cause I like it, I like it. Loving it, yeah.
My room smells so nice and vanilla-y. Good night, Disthrone. This one. Thank you. Right, let's move me back in place. I was just thinking when I was peeing. Hi, Project. In terms of, I guess, like metaphysics, when it comes to like the grand stories about the world and the nature of the universe, there will be like somewhere along the line there will be fundamental disagreements with some people. If you like, there are people who think that the nature of the universe is spiritual. I don't, and I don't think I ever will. So at that line of like what makes the universe, and that's the same for like any framework, wherever it comes from. I view religion and spirituality as a evolutionary like need, social need for humans. I'm not like Reddit atheist, so I'm not gonna like argue about people about God and stuff. But I will never see the world that way. I will never see it based on... I view it as stories people tell themselves to make moral codes for the world, which is fine. I also think there's actually quite a lot of value in that, but I do not metaphysically believe in any of it. I think that there is just the world that we live in. Holy shit! I live near an RAF base and the planes are out. Hi, Mithra. Okay, right. So, now that we got stun locked for 20 minutes, half an hour, Morals change and morph over time, but overall, I think you get the point I'm making. I think so, but like, chill out with Losu. Losu's very beloved here, so please treat him with respect and listen to him. Yeah.
Or an officer who says, senior officer who may say, Comrade Chair, I think we have 2 or 3 capability sets which need to be further improved. That would be the more cautious way of putting it.
Excuse me. I fucked up with the timing. Hold on. Sorry. 45:50. There.
Enough of Xi Jinping to conclude that he is a convinced Marxist dialectician.
Reality is living and breathing. History is the stories of humans.
Term that we bandy around at Starbucks.
Not always fighting. That's actually a big thing that comes up
it's important
in Marx's writings. In
but more importantly,
what's the critique to utopian socialism he wrote? Gotha program.
Reach conclusions about that which is real and that which is not, that which is
not
true,
fighting.
Which is false. But when a dialectician
existing alongside fighting and working with,
comes from Hegel, the German philosopher, adopted by Marx and Engels, and it is essentially a view of history that there are 2 fundamental sets of forces changing historical developments over time. One's called dialectical materialism, and the second is called historical materialism. So what the hell is that? Dialectical materialism is a worldview by Marxists which says that change in society, the economy and politics occurs between this constant push between progressive forces and reactionary forces.
That's funny, Project.
Describe as the forces of the working
I
class
have.
versus the capitalist class,
Kev.
and ultimately one pushes hard against the other, overturns the other, and creates a new synthesis, which ultimately is a communist state. And so that's dialectical materialism. And the Chinese Communist Party says
Basically, the inevitable historical engine.
Not inevitable. Not inevitable. Like, how to describe? That's like deterministic, and there will be explosive tensions between classes, is what we think will happen. That can manifest in multiple different ways. That is an inevitability. It is not inevitable that like communism just happens because magic afterwards.
That pushes through the capitalist state to communism.
that's true, and through the agency of what they call class struggle or just struggle. By the way, one of the things that Xi Jinping has rehabilitated as a term in China's political discourse today is struggle, 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 a term which largely disappeared during the Deng, Zhang and Hu period. So bear with me for a moment. This is turgid stuff, and I apologize to your listeners.
This is a safe space for turgidity.
I do not wish well for Ezra Klein.
This is seriously
They know what to expect.
This is seriously turgid, and I've had to read this stuff, and I wouldn't recommend it to any of you unless you're suffering from deep insomnia. And I can give you the relevant chapters of my book, which will send you off to sleep. But historical materialism is the parallel discipline which asks Marxist historians this question: where are we in this current historical moment, in the evolution of this inexorable struggle between progressive and reactionary forces, between working class and the capitalist class, between working class nation states and capitalist nation states, in producing this final resolution through struggle of an evolution towards a socialist and communist society. And where they say, through historical materialism, China has reached, is that they are now moving out of what they call the primitive stage or the primary stage of socialism into something higher than that. And that the role...
Michael Waller was saying how much worst gay man ever. No, that's West Streeting. Why the fuck is he allowed on that fucking channel? His discussion about like the most basic of Marxist thought, the most basic, just showed him to say that we're like he's incredibly stupid. He does not understand the basics, and he has a huge platform. And it's okay to struggle with the basics, but it's very like high school analysis for someone that seems to lead a lot of shows. He rambled a bit of how circumstances keep changing things. Marx will probably say we're regressing back to primitivism. No, I don't think he would. I think he would say that we are in like a really, really astute era of capitalist monopolization, and I wonder what he would say about imperialism. I think that would be interesting. I think he would say that a lot of the financial structures are still there in terms of extractive capital. But I think he would say we're in a different era because the form of the thing is changing. Like there is not the colonists' house of Kenya that you can point to as the structures, but what there is the structures of like the local supplier of internet banking, which is actually owned externally by the British capitalists, and that's a different a different form of the same thing, if that makes sense. In the same way that I think Varys Faka Waka 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 Waka, whatever his name is, that's right, that boy, is like, oh, we are in like a particular era of capitalism, like rentier capitalism. Varoufakis, yes, thank you. And he's trying to, I think, like, he calls it like techno-feudalism, which it's not feudal, but whatever, right? I think he's trying to elucidate a point that is about producing like a rentier class, basically. And how we are in a particular era of like you'll own nothing and you'll be free, kind of, which is different from, say, I don't know, like 50 years ago. Fuckhead. Not a fan by the sounds of things. Hey, T-Bird, yeah.
The Chinese Communist Party under Xi's leadership is to further accelerate that change. And applied to the nation state, not just society.
Steph, you have missed, like, he said one thing and then I spent half an hour and we brought out our MS Paint board. Yeah, I actively wish for this man's removal from the internet. He is nothing but harm to the world.
In economic
Be careful with how I say things, but yes.
When they talk about changes not seen in 100 years, a favorite phrase of Xi Jinping, when they talk about the rise of the East and the decline of the West, these are all euphemisms for an historically materialist view that China's time has come.
Yes, he is. He's awful. Abundance wank.
Process of dialectical change to emerge on top. So the reason I say all that is that it may sound like gobbledygook to you and me, and I don't really subscribe to any of it, but
well, you're wrong.
It would be wrong to conclude that this is not the analytical mechanism used in the central organs of the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, to understand where China is today and where the rest of the world is today.
Well, let me try to build that empathic bridge.
Fuck off in any feasible, measurable way. Get fucked. Thanks, Catgirl Steph. Let me build that empathetic bridge to China. China doesn't need you to do that. You are literally utilizing a liberal framework. Get fucked. This is why America will fail long term. Absolutely ridiculous. Hi, Raf. Welcome in. Yeah, there was a lot of, like, I couldn't help but say the things when the same bullshit colonial concepts were being thrown back at you, what you were trying to say, and used to try to make others outside of it seem like it doesn't count. It's okay. You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry. I know what you were saying. Government focused on improving material circumstances, also by understanding where a society is at and playing the long game. Like, liberal philosophy is, at its basis, a moral philosophy about how to talk about freedom to people. It's dead. It is dead as an agenda for understanding the world. That's why all of these cunts keep on just hitting their head on the fucking door on the way out. That's why he's got abundance. What if we capitalism but better? Andy Burnham. What if we capitalism but better? No. And it's because their frameworks for understanding the world are so wrong, and that's a big problem.
I think to most of us in the US, even the socialists in the US, are sometimes they pretend to be Marxists. I've met relatively few who truly believe in dialectical materialism or historical materialism. And I think if
That
you're
should
here
change.
and you're trained in the way we see our society,
And that will
the way we do
change.
our thinking,
It's 1996
the
forever.
idea that
Yeah.
history is linear in that way, teleological in that way, that there are forces playing out that fairly inevitably are moving towards a certain end state.
No, 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 no. You don't. No, like literally, no. You can't say that unless you like. He's getting to an end goal, a conclusion of an analysis that he's refusing to do because he can't, because it's actually really hard. But like, there are competing class forces in the world. Unless you do historical materialism, you don't know where you're at, you don't know what's going on, you don't understand the class dynamics at play, you don't understand how to develop different forms of infrastructure around different class interests, and you don't know how to manage a state around that. It's not that it's inevitable. It's not that it's inevitable at all. In fact, it requires really proactive fucking praxis. A gay elf wandering by. Welcome in, gay. Aussie politics. He's trying to explain. Sadly, it did not. I know him. It went to Spain though. Spain defeated Argentina, and that's great. We were all Spanish for a day. He was trying to explain dialectical materialism to Ezra Klein, who's a terrible human being. That barely knew historical materialism, as if he yeah. They're not even old school Marxists. The whole thing is wrong, and Kevin sucks at handball. Handball? What the fuck a handball? There's gonna be some Australian chat that I don't get. I'm super curious what Ezra Klein had to say here. Very silly stuff. I'm gonna be really empathetic here.
I actually find this the hardest thing to believe that other people believe. Right? This is the belief. I can imagine why you believe a communist state is better or a social state is better, but the belief that it is driving in that way, that history has a direction.
No. Oh my God. No, it's that change is a constant. And there will emerge revolutionary opportunities and moments of extreme change for classes. And either there are forces that capitalize on that and emancipate the working class, or there isn't. This is very bad. He is very wrong. They do not understand this.
Is, I think, often the hardest part of the pill to swallow. But as I understand what you're saying, is that Xi Jinping and the Communist Party do believe that history has a shape. And that shape is very important.
I see.
The way they understand their role and structure their governance and direct their society. Is that fair?
That is a fair summary.
Some Australian politician.
Shall we say teleological trajectory of which you spoke just before.
Liberals saying liberals precisely because they don't understand anything further, and it's harder to break. It is really hard for people to break out, yeah.
There's been, Judeo-Christian variants of this at various times in history moving.
Hold on, sorry, I want to go back to this guy.
This, shall we say, teleological trajectory of which you spoke just before.
He doesn't understand what dialectics means epistemologically. He's trapped in a framework of like moral claims about the world, so he can't do the first thing that every socialist needs to do, which is understand the world that they live in. Which sounds superfluous, but unless you make those initial steps, you cannot understand the world that you live in. And exactly, Alex, Marxism is a process of analysis. You can't say shit about the conclusion of that analysis without doing it. Which is why, yeah, I know, you're an anarchist, but yeah, there is not, so teleology is, the teleos is, God, what's teleology again? I just remember it for some God stuff. Teleology. The explanation of a phenomena in terms of the purpose they serve, rather than the cause of by which they arise. Functions, ends, and goals. I don't feel like I understand that. Sorry.
Has not historically been unique to Marxism-Leninism. There's been, Judeo-Christian variants of this.
Socialism for the introverts.
An ultimate telos, which is the realization of the kingdom of heaven on earth, etc. I'm a bit like you. I'm somewhat skeptical about both these propositions. But when you describe and said just before, this is the way they think, that history has its own force, that it is moving, and you can make it move more rapidly through the agency of a Leninist party. That is precise.
That's possibly accurate, and I would actually argue that is my reservation there, because we could say that the fuck me, what's the period in China I'm thinking of? Well, they had all the struggle sessions and shit. Fuck me, my brain is completely short-circuiting. The big cultural change that they went for. Cultural revolution, thank you. Yes. I think that the Cultural Revolution is potentially not the Great Leap Forward, that was economics. Cultural Revolution was trying to push mindsets of people that were raised under feudalism, welcome back in store, to like, and under imperialism, under Japanese control, to changing like the philosophy. I think a conclusion that you can make, some Maoists would massively disagree with me here and call me a Dengus fuck, guilty. I think that the efforts that were made demonstrated the limitations of trying to make broad societal changes like that not possible for human beings, because often our attitudes and approaches are shaped when we're very young and everything else is just kind of window shopping. We can change people's opinions, that's not what I'm saying, but we are talking here about grand ways of seeing the universe, which is really complicated. How do you get rid of liberalism at its core in terms of philosophy and its approach to like state development in China? I would say that the general concept has failed in terms of the party wanted to strengthen itself against a nascent liberalism that's always present in China. It succeeded in that. But in terms of like crafting human beings, I actually think that you do that through education. You can't really do it with adults. You can change opinions, you can change attitudes, but it's a really long-term thing. And it's more about people being subject to the forces around them in opposition to, I can like do a struggle session and change something. And I think that that way of thinking has translated to the new approach to the ethnic law. I have small reservations around some practicalities where I'm like, but that is a long-term process that they are building the mechanisms to develop at universities, at cultural centers, in media institutions, a idea of what it means to be Chinese that trumps but does not replace like an idea of being an ethnic group. You are an ethnic group person that is Chinese. You are a Chinese person that is also an ethnic group. And that is a different way of governing the world. That guy was banned in... He didn't come up on the guy that was fighting with you, the drunk guy. The guy that was... Arun, feminist critique, Celtic, cosmopolitics. Yeah, I'm happy to make that decision myself. Well, not anymore. They're not. Not anymore. They're not. His brain is... So I'm going to give him a timeout. And then if I ever see him again, he can come in and I will be like, here are the rules. You were kind of getting on my nerves anyway. Hi, Kel. Kel got summoned. No, don't worry, babes. Don't worry. Just someone coming in who you yourself have. If you're still there, Orange, you're getting timed out for this reason. You can come back, okay? At some point. I'm going to give you longer than that. Hold on. Time out for 8 hours. Actually, 24 hours. There were ways that I want people to speak to each other here. And you were very close to sort of being rude to people. Please keep in mind, and you have listened to me, please keep in mind, I have a standard of like, you're entitled to different opinions. Please don't be rude to one another. That is what the Roman Empire did. The Roman Empire did not have the Roman Empire had a deeply, deeply ethnically elitist attitude that was based on Roman, Italian, whatever supremacy, and the Chinese do not. So they are fundamentally totally different things. Like, that is applying, again, a like complete misunderstanding of the Chinese state. Like, calling China the Roman Empire? What? Like, what? Come on. That's not my chatter. That's Clockwork Orange. I banned this Clockwork Orange a year ago. Right. Okay. So, yeah, and this is, you guys know I'm not ML. I struggle with some of the applications of that, like, Leninism brings, of, like, the blueprint to revolution as it was, which obviously has worked in some contexts really well and failed miserably in others. China is a MLM party because they, yeah. I would argue that, like, the MLL application of, like, the Cultural Revolution is like it demonstrates to us the limitations of, like, trying to tinker into to your society. And I feel the exact same way about you folks as well. Some MLs are my best friends. But, like, obviously I have solidarity for ML parties around the world as well. I'm a Democrat, McKinsey technocrat viabologist. I hear that pays really well, Kel. I hear that shit pays really well. Can you get me in on that? You know, get me in on that. But I like have my ideological framing. I think Luxembourg's my gal. She's my queen. She got fucking murdered. I think that she had actually some approaches to some major philosophical stuff that we've spoken about that was actually really wrong. And there's interesting letters between Lenin and Luxembourg. But I think that I will never be somebody that believes in my context in a vanguard party ever. And I just think that that's not going to change. But if different cultures and different realities need to utilize that, all power to them. That's how I feel. And we have an international audience here. Either you can do a Lenin or a Chavez. Whatever, man. If we're all getting in the same direction, that's cool. I am going to talk about Zoran soon. And I think that is going to... Some people are going to get pissed off with this. I actually just want to understand what's been happening. In conclusion, oh no, don't worry. Don't worry. It's not going to be that. It's not going to be that. Count Binface Vanguard, the one true but you got DSA brothers. We do have some very good DSA friends in here. Bingard, Base Luxembourg. I mostly agree with her. Her views. Yeah, she is a queen. Not all mayors. No, I want to understand. Do we have any general approach to Zoran has been, I think that this is a net benefit. I think that de-radicalizing the notion of socialism is really good. And I think that Zoran was going to let you down in lots of ways, and that we should use those ways that you're being let down on to do what our friends in the DSA and NYC have been doing to try and push further and further left and further change things. I think there is two types of DSA member. I think there is as well. People who think it's a finished product and an approach, who I absolutely 100% disagree with, because I know what happened to Luxembourg. Or there are people who are like, I am a socialist. I am against capitalism and imperialism. I think that this is a tool in a much broader arsenal, and this is absolutely not the be-all and end-all. And I want to find a way to engage people, norm cause, which we have to. And this is where I guess at a fundamental level I do disagree with MLs in terms of like the mass line. I am somebody that firmly believes you cannot build a socialist future without, I guess, even a Maoist line of mass people who are ideologically, democratically committed to socialism. Hugo Chavez. The DSA members that have no other org to choose from. Okay, well, I thought harder about it, and I'm right. I'm a space commie. I fart rainbows. Very cute. You are beloved here. Remember Bloody Sunday. Although your name does remind me of Bloody Sunday, and I do get more and more balaclava as the days go on. I have to be real careful, guys. I've got a background in bombs and an Irish passport. I really say too much here, you know. Anyway, we'll finish this, but these people are silly.
And would be analytically derelict if we did not explain that to others as saying this underpins their ultimate analysis of where the rest...
The IRA is a prescribed terrorist organization in Britain. So I think we may have to moderate that. I'm really sorry. I don't like doing it, guys. I myself may or may not have done this before in other spaces. I'm really sorry, Dexy. I don't want a visit from someone. I don't. I don't even know who that is. Lol, yeah. Yeah. I just don't want to give a reason. I hope you can understand why. I'm a 69th positionist. I mean, gay. Hopefully it's too much effort to find Farage in there for reform viewers. Look, some people are not from the UK. They don't know, the IRA's kind of coming back. Hi, Daydream. The IRA is kind of coming back. Therefore, yes, I did. She doesn't even go here. Unfortunately, she very much does go here. I just have to be a bit careful, mate. I go to jail, I 100% die of an infection. I'm not making it out of there alive, you know? Yeah. We are on a public platform. I have to apply my local laws. They have, yeah. The UK is not fucking around. Time now for quoting Farage. I don't believe that bomb on the border. Neither do I. I think Kelt. Nothing. Don't worry, project. I think it's gearing up for what we, as Irish Republicans, know was always going to happen. Or no, I. Thank you, Dexy. Thank you. Exactly. Right. The IRA has been accused of potentially planting a bomb on the border. I think it's incredibly suspect. The IRA haven't said they're back. The IRA, good comms on the lads, historically. I think that what it actually means is we're going to have, the Brits are going to come back. They're going to stop. They're going to get rid of the Good Friday Agreement, and they're going to try and basically triple down on control in the North. Why? Because the North might be returned to the rest of the nation soon. By soon, I mean like decades, but like it is definitely a possibility. Me and Celts in Ireland, so can say things. The Good Friday Agreement is the peace deal, peace negotiation between the British terrorists, state terrorists, and Ulster proxies, settler colonialists, fascists, genuinely. They wave Israeli flags. Fill in the rest. They are colonizers. Pushed out a bunch of Irish people from the land. Basically, when we got our Irish state back, the North, which was very rich at the time, Belfast was a very, very, very rich shipping, dock, transport industry hub. Still is relatively rich, actually, as well, when it comes down to it. But point being, the Brits were like, we need to keep that for geopolitics, and it's ours, and we filled it full of people that want to genocide you. So this was an agreement, this whole thing in Irish history. The Troubles came in. There are terrorists who tried to murder Irish people. I heard that Ireland is a wealthy country. Kel, I'll let you do that one. I'm going to stay on topic so I don't ADHD too much. No. No, we're not. We're colonized by American capitalists. I can't move to Ireland. Even if I got in remission, I couldn't move to Ireland. It's a very fucked up country. A part of the Good Friday Agreement was basically there was the Troubles. The IRA tried to see the return of the North to the Republic and protect Irish people, people that are Irish Catholics or Irish Republicans, Fenians, not Brits, who lived in the North. They live alongside one another, sometimes literally in towns, in streets next to one another. And there's still walls in between these communities because they used to fucking murder people all the time. The IRA basically said it would cease military activities in the North by agreeing to something called the Good Friday Agreement that built in apparatus for a referendum when the majority of people on the North and the South of Ireland vote to reunify. The agreement said they reunify. How and when is shit to work out at a later date. The important point being, it was a framework for reunification of our nation. Me and Kilt have been talking a little bit on screen, a little bit off screen about the British state has been murmuring and making changes to ministerial approaches to the north of Ireland. That's been quite concerning. It's been quite concerning. And it just so happens the IRA, who said they didn't do it, apparently had put a car bomb near the border. Kelt's saying he thinks that's bollocks. So do I. If the IRA were back, you'd know. Kelt's got it right. Hold on, sorry. Yeah. Okay, right, let's finish this silliness.
Fit in the world and where they think they are taking China today. They call it scientific socialism.
But there's the other dimension that it is also, for Xi Jinping, specifically Chinese. And so attached to...
No, for the whole party. No.
this theory of this communist theory of history, this Marxist theory of history, is also a theory of China's history and its role in history. So how does Xi's nationalism, his story of China and its role in the world, play into this?
I argue in the book that simultaneously to these shifts to the Marxist and Leninist left.
Interesting, Kelt. Interesting. We need to stop white men from having podcasts. Sorry, Kelt. You have to go as well.
And growing.
Can we get a shouty for Kelt, please? Our beloved
nationalism,
Irish thick boy.
Anchored in its civilizational achievements in the past, anchored in we've been badly done by the rest of the world.
Irish people are white now, okay? Irish people are white now. It's like a whole thing that we talk about. Sunburn in Waterford. I can't fight that fight. But also culturally in terms of white supremacy. Jesus, were you picking up some crystals whilst you're out there as well? Like, I'm translucent. Shouted out 5 minutes ago. Thank you, Ninja. What? Ariganesian. No. I vow to never start a podcast. I'm doing my part. You can do your part as a white man.
Wars through the end of the war with Japan and
Okay, these people are very silly. I can't listen to them anymore. So, I now present to you a choice. Got a choice? I've got a deep dive planned into Venezuela, which I would like for us to have a discussion about. I want it to be a discussion. I actually don't have strong opinions anyway. I want to look at the changes in Venezuela. Recently, a lot of people online are like being really rude and America focused about this. There are some structural changes in Venezuela that worries me. And I guess I just want to keep abreast of what's going on and sort of discuss when does the autonomy of a state get totally subsumed by the interests of another state. It is Sailor Moon. Venezuela. Or there is a section on why Clavicular is the perfect Israeli propagandist. I'm going to come back. Hold on. I will give you guys... Hi, Donatella. Thank you for the follow. I'll give you the option to vote. I will give you voting rights for... We do the democracy and the socialism here. Hey, new poll. Which video? Weird fact. Cyril Ramaphosa was part of the peace talks with the IRA in the UK. Oh. Okay. Which video? Yeah. He went to Israel. Israel, Clavicular, Venezuela. Yeah. Which first? 3 minutes you got to vote. Right, I'll be back in a sec. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. So vote. We're having a very brief pause. They wanted me to give BB workout tips for looks maxing. Oh my god. Well, you have the opportunity to look at what you want. God, it's really humid here. This is why I'm drinking a lot of water. Also, drinking a lot of water is good. Drinking water, good. Then vote, Olo. Vote. I'll be back in 1 sec. I also want a cup of tea.
Yeah, we do it non-stop to the psycho. We're not links to the UNO, we UFO. But if you knew, maybe you would know. Every planet I'm on, I'ma do what I want. I don't talk when I want. Stay on this path, like I already won. Sayonara, I'm gone. Ow, swoosh, yeah, that's flex. Give me that boost with a little bounce back. Hey, do my dancey dance. If you come and my girls, I'ma throw some hands like. Take it out of space, we make it levitate. Fly through the interstate, cause we go up, up, up. Yeah, we elevate, and we ate like a dinner plate. Take that beat, rap, 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 beat, rap, 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 rap. Take that beat, rap, beat, rap, 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 beat, rap, 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 rap. Take that beat, baby, rap, 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 beat, rap, 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 rap. Take that beat, rap, beat, rap, 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 beat, rap, rap, rap.
One time for the beat.
Fuck me, it's really hot here. Making sure I don't get my boobies out. Different stream. Oof. Really, really humid and gross. Boobs still there. Yep. Just checking in, Donna. Right, sorry, I'll check in one sec.
Lesbian.
Boars Mesa wants you to know they love lesbians.
Thanks, Boar. Imagine hating lesbians. What a colossal waste of your time. Right, let me just check what one. I have to check. You voted for clavicular. Okay. I guess let's log the fuck in. Both 10 to 5. 10 Israel, 5 to Venezuela. Venezuela will come after them. Something I wanted to cover in terms of Palestine as well. And we could bring in... Can somebody please tell me? So, when... I can't remember this. When... couldn't help but look into people who show signs of racism and rude behavior. I'd say clavicular is a Nazi. I'd say there's no ambiguity, and that's the irony of him being invited to Israel, right? And there being a clash there of him literally doing a Heil Hitler and being invited to Israel. Because it's never about anti-Semitism, is it? It's just about murdering Arabs. That's all it fucking ever is. He got robbed the other day by some middle-aged security dude parking lot. Who did? When Zoran stood, what did he stand on in terms of Israel policy? Because if he stood on the concept of arresting Benjamin Netanyahu, that is a lie. And he never should have said that. The country is not a signatory to the Rome Statute. There's no mechanism for arresting him. But I can't fucking remember if he did or not. I can't tell whether people... Here's the thing. I can't tell whether people are being too critical of him and, like, he never said that. They've just found that they can't... He can make New York a signatory. It's not a nation state. No, he can't. He definitely can't. He absolutely cannot. He, like, literally definitely can't. Sorry. No, he can't. And, like, there are literally federal laws that prevent him from doing this. So, fuck those laws, blah, blah, blah. But I want to know, did Zoran campaign Benjamin Netanyahu? Because then that's, like, a really... New York, yeah. That is a really, like, shitty thing to run on. He did campaign on that. He should not have done that. More than once, that's a stupid, very, very stupid lie to make. I don't believe that he was not aware of the legal limitations. Like, few things. The UN is, like, considered... You have diplomatic immunity. There is no law, federal or state, which could see you currently arrest him. So why the fuck did you promise that to people? That's shit. And now you look like an idiot. You could, like, campaign on we don't have the mechanisms for holding him accountable. Whatever, let the media people do it. Like, that is a... You are only going to perpetually frame this as a loss. Your anti-Israeli, pro-Palestine credentials are immediately undermined. Either you did not understand the law and you're silly, or you did and you did it anyway and it's really cynical. Zoran can't even get free buses going, but they did increase... That he got reduced bus fares, and I think in part that's because of the makeup of the state assembly, right? I remember talking to the DSA NYC ML activist about this on stream, and they were like, yeah, he's going to immediately hit some pretty hard ceilings with budgeting. And that is a state assembly like thing. And until the demographics of that changes, it is going to be really hard. I guess we're in that it's really hard phase where he's like, here's reduced buses, not free buses, you know? He never said he would arrest him, but he did heavily allude to it when asked. That feels a little bit unfair for him to have done then. Like, there is no... Maybe they were getting lawyers to look into things, but I just think that you look at it. Benjamin Netanyahu is going to be marching in your city now, have the freedom of the city, walking with democratic politicians, you know? And look, NYC's Mandami, yeah, like it's he went on Mehdi's show last year and said clearly that he would arrest Bibi. Let's see if we can find that. Thank you, Mayor. Guys, May's famous. I keep on getting invited into May's subreddit that's got like many thousands of people in it. How you do that? I didn't realize you had motion. Sorry. Zoran, Mehdi, Hassan. We will get to the other thing, right? We will get to the other thing. Zoran Mandami defends Hassan. No, I don't care about that. Mehdi. Right. Zoran Mandami tells Mehdi he would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu.
I'm here in New York City, which has had a pretty interesting year, a tough
I think so, Lost.
From fascists renting arenas for hate-filled rallies to billionaires targeting college students on campus for protesting and genocide to a police force that treats people.
He might walk around like it was in the primary. He might walk around like it was a landslide, but that is the truth. And I think that one of the reasons that
Trump raked up, I think, 95% of the votes in predominantly Jewish districts. So he did much better in New York than he did nationwide with Jewish communities. Are you worried that a candidate like yourself can't win in New York if you take the positions you take on Israel?
No, I actually think...
Skip to where? 12:56. Mate, you're on it. Thank you. Okay, we'll just watch
there is a hunger across New York City for a politics of consistency. For someone who stands up for the same things, whether they apply to someone in Astoria or they apply to someone in Palestine or wherever they may be in the world. Because for too long, what we've seen is politicians create one set of rules one day and another set the other day, and people are tired of that bankruptcy of leadership.
Okay, that is kind of ironic, because if that's what he's saying, and we're going to have to listen properly to what he says here, but like, we may have found an example of him doing just that, and that's deeply disappointing.
And Mayor Mamdani, would he welcome Prime Minister Netanyahu to New York City for whatever he comes for, given the US is not a signatory to the ICC, so he can travel to the US, unlike a lot of other countries. Would a Mayor Mamdani welcome Benjamin Netanyahu to the city?
Hiya, Dora.
As mayor, New York City would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. This is a city that our values are in line with international law. It's time that our actions are also.
Even though the US is not a signatory to the ICC?
No, it's time that we actually step up and make clear what we are willing to do to showcase the leadership that is sorely missing in the federal administration.
Terrible. Really, really bad. Why did you do that, Zoran? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? What law are you using? Like, that's why he asked. There's actually a bunch of federal laws that stop him from doing that. There's a bunch